This is where he got me. It's like, I'm not those guys that will actually sell to you. Then later on, they come, they like, hey, my bra, where is the item I gave you? Me, I'm not those type. When I guys have missed you. I mean, it's been a while since we actually did this type of video. It's been a while since we spoke on the channel. It's been a while since we last did some tips and tricks, and I mean, how to get into South Africa and all that. Simply because I've been a bit down, and there've been a lot of pressure of late. I mean, I've been hitting the gym for a couple of days now, and there've been some work as well here and there, so I'm trying to combine everything together. So my apologies, that is just out of the way. Today we're going to talk about places you shouldn't visit, or places you should never consider whenever you get into South Africa. Whenever you are whatever, just don't go to these places. Normally I write them on this, but today I feel like I should just say things out of my head without any listings or any writings, just so I can get a better accurate and honest opinions about this whole thing. First of all, let me put a disclaimer out there. Whatever that I'm going to put out here is not scientific. I mean, they might differ based on your experience, or based on how you see it, or based on your nationality. So do not hold me on my words. I mean, whatever I may say here may differ or can differ. So don't get emotional and so moody and all that. I've been living in majority of the places in SA, especially when it comes to Pretoria, and I've had also folks, friends who have been living outside Pretoria. And based on all this, I think I'm going to give a few places which are not very safe. So if you are ever moving into South Africa and you are like, okay, cool, where do I stay? I don't even know South Africa that much. What is the safest place? Which place should I avoid and all that? The first one is where I stay. The first one is where I grew up. The first one is where I went to school, and it is Directorvhim. Yeah. So if you are ever moving to South Africa, I would say that avoid Directorvhim, okay? If you are a fresh newbie, if you're a foreign national, you come into South Africa to visit, for holidays, whatever reasons it may be, try to avoid Directorvhim. The main reason why I said Directorvhim is because my first day, I think in less than 24 hours when I stepped foot in South Africa, I was robbed. Yeah, I know I've never said this anywhere, but it is what it is. So I was robbed, and I would say that among all the places that I'm about to list, Directorvhim is actually the safest. I will still explain why. So Directorvhim is a place that you need to avoid, and the main reason why I was robbed, I was still fresh. I think I was roughly around, how old was I when I got to South Africa? 12 or 13, somewhere there. So I was sent to go buy something in ShopRite. I still remember very well, just close to the Super Stadium. It happened there. But it didn't happen at a gunpoint. There was no guns and knife and all that. It was just those random street guys. They approached me and they were like, I don't know, it's like they can actually see that, hey, this guy, he's new. He's a newcomer in this country, man. I don't know, but they really got me that easy. So the guy approached me. It was just a single guy. He was like, hey, my bra, how are you? Hey, how's it, bra? Hey, where you going, man? You know what, brah? I got a 32-inch television, Joe. It's going for a cheaper price, and you know Samsung, brah, Joe. So it's expensive. I can give it to you for 500. And this is what he got me. It's like, I'm not those guys that will actually sell to you. Then later on, they come, they like, hey, my brah, where is the item I gave you? Me, I'm not those type. When I sell it to you, I'm a genuine person. No police will come back and grab your shirt. And brah, I was still young, I was so dumb, and my concentration did not even go on what the guy was actually doing. So whilst he was trying to pull all those tricks off and all that, he reached out to my pocket and took the money. And I think the amount was actually about $100. I think it was 100 rand. Yeah, I think so, because it was quite huge. So they gave me that money to buy something in ShopRite, and the guy put those tricks and he took the money off my pocket. I know it sounds a bit crazy, but once again, I was very young and still new. So that was the first time I actually got robbed in South Africa. So they took the money, And I think I walked a little distance away. Then I remember, okay, cool. But this guy was grabbing my pocket and all that. Let me check the money. I checked it and the money was not there. Then I went back because he was still just around. And then I went back. I'm like, bro, I had money in my pocket. Where is the money? You took it. So I was trying to confront him. And the guy got pissed. Hey, my bro, don't talk shit, man. If you fuck around, I'm going to... Hey, bro. The guy started pulling all those gangster signs, man. You know, if you fuck around, bro, I'm going to murder you and all those things. I'm like, hey. And you know, I was very young, so I'm like, okay. It is what it is. Maybe this is my welcome to South Africa message. I just went back, told my mom, yo, this is what happened. And they understood because already they know where we are. I mean, at Ridgeville, it is to be expected. There have been other circumstances, there have been other issues as well, but that was my first incident in Ridgeville. So if ever you are going to South Africa and you are going to stay in South Africa, I mean Pretoria, try to avoid Ridgeville, okay? But I would say Ridgeville is actually cool. If you stay there for a while, you tend to develop some interest. It's not as dangerous as other places. But anyway, it all depends on your personal, interest. So the next one on the list will have to be Soshanguve. Soshanguve is still in Pretoria, but somewhere deep far Pretoria. And I believe if you probably in South Africa, you know about Sosha. So yeah, Soshanguve is also dangerous. I haven't had any personal issues in Sosha, but I think Sosha will actually be more of Atreju's brother. Yeah, I think Sosha is the elder brother of Ridgeville. So Sosha is also dangerous. It's a location. All these places, they are normally townships and they are not pretty much developed like, the city Santons and all that. But there is advantages of staying in those places as well, which I think we'll take more in another video. So try to avoid Soshanguve as well whenever you are moving to South Africa. The next one on my list, which is a bit off Pretoria, is Alexandra. Alexandra has been known for its protest and all those twins and all that. Mostly when it comes to protest and a lack of jobs, those protest, all those community stuff, they normally start those xenophobia and all that. But xenophobia hardly happens these days. But all I'm trying to say is if ever there is an issue that they need to tackle, start from Alexandra. So try to avoid Alexandra as well. I don't want to keep the video too long. That's why I'm just giving a list. And the next one will have to be Tembisa. Tembisa, I've actually been there because I actually got a lot of friends there. I think Tembisa is my second hood. So I've been to Tembisa as well. Tembisa is actually cool and I think it is actually better and it's actually being developed these days. It's actually improving. Things are getting pretty much okay now than before. So I think Tembisa is much better. But once again, it is also a location. So you should also try and unless if maybe you don't have much money to stay in, those bigger places, then Tembisa should be fine. I think among everything, the least should be Tembisa. And Ridgeville, yeah, maybe Ridgeville. So it's just a matter of making a few researches here and there. And I think the last one on the list will have to be, well, there are a lot of locations, man, because if I try to go according to what is in my head, I'll end up making mistakes. But there is also Cosmo City, and Cosmo City also is a bit dangerous. Not too much. I've been to Cosmo a couple of times. Cosmo is a bit closer to Randbeck, so it is okay. And Cosmo also normally they got issues when it comes to car hijacking. So if you know that maybe you're going to those places, you're going to buy car, Ford Ranger, Ford Fortuner, don't go to Cosmo to end in tears. Well, there is car hijacking in majority of the places, even at Ridgeville, Alexandra, it happens, but I think in Cosmo it's a bit high. And there is also Soweto. Soweto is very much popular. I'm sure you've heard about it. So Soweto is also dangerous, but these days it is okay. And I would say it all depends on where in Soweto you are planning to stay. But overall, try to avoid the locations. If you think you don't have much money and you feel okay, you can't do away from the locations, then maybe you can go for ones which are a bit minor, lesser crimes, like maybe, like I said, Attridgeville. Attridgeville is actually better now because Attridgeville is where I grew up. I went to school in Attridgeville. I've spent years in Attridgeville, so I do know. So try to, avoid these places and you should be good. Once again, I don't want to keep the video too long, but if you have any of them to add, just drop it in the comment section. If you think maybe I'm wrong somewhere, drop it in the comment section. We are all learning, right? So these are my few lists for today. I'll be coming with more videos, so do not forget to hit on the subscribe button, like this video as well. And yeah, I'm still recovering, man. I've not been feeling well of late. Yeah, there've been a lot of things going on, but anyway, thanks for coming, thanks for joining, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe. Peace.